Okay, so here we want to talk more about the relationship between information technology and business processes, right? So how does information technology improve business processes? Well, the first point is increase efficiency of existing processes. You can automate steps that were manual. So if we look at the slide before and we look at marketing and sales, um, this could be done face to face, right? Somebody goes out and tries to get new customers and they try to have relationship to maintain existing customers. The organization can invest in a CRM, which is the next part of this chapter. You're going to learn all the terms. So there's a customer relationship management system, and that assists with advertising. You have now a website, and that assists you with attracting new businesses, and it also helps maintain relationships with your customers, existing customers, to make sure they keep coming back to you, right? So we're automating what was done manually. You can also think about the cross-functional process in the last slide, generating the invoice. If we invest in an information system that generates the information, the invoice automatically, you don't need as many people working on that, or you can be more efficient and do more with the people you have, right? So I want you to keep something in mind, right? So you're investing in a technology, and this is going to cost money, but it has to give back more value. You have to get a return on this investment. So the efficiency would mean you either get more customers and sell more products or services, number one, or you reduce the amount of people that are doing that. There's only two ways to do it, right? You reduce your costs or you increase your revenue, right? So it has to lead to one of these two to actually be viable, right? The next thing that information technology does is enabling entire new processes, right? We talked about that. If you take the admissions process and now it's automated, now it's not, it's an entirely new process because it's not face-to-face, it's online. Due to the pandemic, we are now an online university for now. While we get through the pandemic, it's an entire new process. It's online teaching and learning, right? So it changes the flow of information, replacing sequential steps with parallel steps. What does that mean? To have this face-to-face class prior to the pandemic, we had to do sequential steps. We had to be in the same time and place to conduct this lecture, but now it's parallel. What means I can do this right here at my time. I can record the presentation on my time in my space, and then you watch it and learn at your time in your place, right? So it can eliminate delays in decision making. We're going to talk a lot about that. In Belize, the Belize context, we utilize information systems and technology a lot, but we don't use it as much for informed decision making. So that's a key area, and we're going to be studying that in our research, right? Supporting new business models, yep, face-to-face instead of online instead of face-to-face. That's a big one right there. So the question here that's on the test is describe at least two benefits of using an enterprise system. So what is an enterprise system? I'm going to cover that coming up in the next few slides. But what it does is the benefits of an enterprise system is it's supposed to be cross-functional. So it assists in the cross-functional processes so that data does not have to be entered into multiple systems. So two benefits are the data that you're working with is more reliable because it's not entered all the time. When you enter data, you can make mistakes. So the data is more reliable. It's more reliable because it's instantaneous. It's only entered once and it's used across the system. And it's more efficient. So an enterprise system is efficient also. The data is more correct, but you don't have to enter it several times, so it's more efficient also, right? So you don't have repetition of tasks. One way to think about this is before you even think of an information system, if you go into an organization and you have to fill out a form, and then you fill out another form, and you fill out three forms, and the three forms are very similar with all your information over and over and over, because one form goes to one department, one functional business process department, another to another. So that's inefficient for you. It's not a good process for you because you have to enter the same information 3 or 4 times, right? So that process can be corrected where you enter all the information in one, so your name and address and phone number don't have to be repeated, and then it all becomes one form, and then that form can be sent to 3 different places. So that's a little bit harder to do when you're doing brick and mortar, not digital. But when it goes to digital, you can say, listen, we can have an enterprise system, and we can put all the functionality into one form, and you don't repeat the data.